Hello, my calculus cherubs. Let's get rolling here. This is 2-1C. You can use this as a little bit of a review for the quiz, which is just doing basically the derivative using the limit as the change of x goes to 0. So I'll let you know when you can stop studying, what the quiz will cover up to as we get through this. All right, starting with the tangent line. The first thing we need to do is find the derivative of the original function. So we get the change of x. I'm going to do f of x plus delta x minus f of x over delta x. So if we start substituting in here, and I'm probably going to take a break from writing the limit of change of x to 0 until I get to the end. But my original plug-in would be 3 minus x plus delta x to the second. That's my first one. Minus 3 minus x squared. That's the second f of x over change of x. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to FOIL this. So this will be 3 minus x squared plus 2x dx's plus x, the change of x squared. Okay? And then I'm going to distribute this negative in, so it's minus 3 plus x squared all over change of x. Now don't forget, limit of change of x as it goes to 0 is still here, I'm just not writing it. Okay? Now I'm going to get rid of all these parentheses here, so we'll have 3 minus x squared minus 2x change of x minus delta x squared, or change of x squared. This will still be minus 3 plus x squared all over change of x. Okay? Jumping up. Now starting to get to the limit end of it, so because I haven't started this column yet, I'll put it from the beginning. Now, things that cancel out or match up will be this guy and this guy. They cancel out. Next two that cancel out are the x squareds. The rest of those guys are going to stay there. So, I'm going to pull out a GCF of delta x a while. And that will leave me with minus 2x minus delta x all over delta x. The delta x's will reduce out, leaving me with 1 on bottom. So I can think of this as the limit as delta x goes to 0, negative 2x minus delta x. Now, take the limit of this. If I put 0 in here, it'll be negative 2x minus 0, which is negative 2x. This is my derivative. That's what I would say f prime of x equals. Now, that's as much as your quiz is going to cover at that point. Everything that follows after here will not be on the quiz. So this problem's asking me for the tangent line. Well, let's do the tangent line. I need to figure out what the slope of this equation is at x is 2. So we'll plug 2 into the derivative. So f prime of 2 is negative 2 times 2. So our slope when x is 2 is negative 4. So my slope is negative 4. Here's my x and y coordinate. Tangent lines are linear. So this will be negative 1 equals negative 4 times 2 plus b. Negative 1 equals negative 8 plus b. So b is equal to 7. So my tangent line, in conclusion, will have the equation y equals negative 4x plus 7. All right? So here's your derivative, here's your tangent line, and that's number 1. Let's go ahead and jump down to number 2. All right, in number 2, it's going to be the same deal. Find an equation of the tangent line that goes through the graph of x cubed at the point negative 1, negative 1. We have to start by finding the derivative. So this is as the change of x goes to 0 of f of x. So this will be x plus delta x to the third minus x to the third. This is all over delta x. Now, x plus delta x cubed, that's a lot. Okay, so I'm going to jump over here and actually do all the multiplication for you. And then I'll plug it in, substitute it in on the left. Right, so first two I'm going to do are these. So this is going to give me x squared plus 2x delta x plus delta x squared. Now I'm going to do x plus delta x. So x times this would be x cubed. X times this would be plus 2x squared delta x plus x times him would be x delta x squared. Now I'm going to do what I would say Mr. Rakulia teaches at Southern, or should I say at West. I'm going to do delta x times him, and I'm going to write it below here under its like term. So delta x times x squared would be x squared delta x. Delta x times 2x delta x would be 2x delta x squared. And then delta x times delta x squared would be delta x to the third. Add these up vertically, we're looking at x cubed plus 3x squared delta x plus 3x delta x squared plus delta x cubed. This is what I'll plug in over here. So I got the limit as delta x goes to 0. I got x cubed plus 3x squared delta x plus 3x delta x squared plus delta x cubed minus x cubed all over delta x. Again, things that will cancel out here. Will be x cubed and x cubed. So imagine they're gone. I'm now going to pull out a GCF up top. So I know I'm overachieving here with the delta x equals 0. So I'm pulling out a delta x. That leaves me with 3x squared plus 3x delta x plus delta x squared all over delta x. Good news, the delta x cancel out, giving you 1. So we're ready to do our limit down here. So I better rewrite everything. 3x squared plus 3x delta x plus delta x squared. This limit will equal 3x squared. There's my derivative. Okay, so my f prime of x is 3x squared. Now we're going to find the tangent line, okay, when x is negative 1. So I plug negative 1 in here to find out what my slope will be at that point. So I get negative 1 squared, which is positive 1. So I have 3 times 1. My slope at x negative 1 is 3. So slope is 3. My point is negative 1, negative 1 I'm passing through. So using y equals mx plus b, when I solve for b here, I'm going to be getting positive 2. So my tangent line equation at negative 1, negative 1 is y equals, my slope was 3, x plus 2. And there's your tangent line. Okay, now remember, your quiz only goes up to what's over here and the derivative. The tangent line is extra at this point. So hopefully you guys are ready to go and the video helps. I'll be seeing you in class. Guys, take care until the next time I see you. Ciao.